Hmm? Hey, Gatorade, hold on real quick. You hear me, Gatorade? I know this nigga hear me. That was a badass shot. I'll be back. Anybody call me? I'm in game chat. What the fuck? Because I need to concentrate on my game.
Now the Dolphins are going to halt the action here. It's a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They'll run it for the first time with Williams. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down.
Damian Williams was dinged up a little bit in 2019, and Kansas City brought in LaShawn McCoy to supplement him. But when healthy, Damian Williams is a terrific back. Excellent speed, low center of gravity to make people miss. And how about the longest run in the league in 2019? 91 yards against the Vikings in Week 9. Many thought he was going to get caught, but he used the scoreboard in the stadium to make sure that no one was behind him as he carried it all the way to the end zone.
Mahomes give him 6 on the play, and it'll make it a second down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
A first down there on a pickup of 25.
And a first down.
That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Kansas City.
Complete.
Sammy Watkins. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Chiefs are going to take a first quarter lead.
If you didn't know it, it won't surprise you to find out that this team leads the league in scoring. They've been a quick strike team all season long. There's another example. They did it again. This offensive coordinator, right now, you can write his ticket towards being a head coach. He's advanced in the ways of offense.
And this will be a touchback as Grant opts not to return it.
At their own 25-yard line.
Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Here's the first carry from Matt Breida. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
On 2nd down, a run with Breida. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. A big play on the ground there. It goes for 36 yards.
This is a little bit like baseball here. strong up the middle. Both sides want to be that. In this case, the offense ended up winning the ultimate battle.
And those big runs between the tackles, that's a little deflating for a defense, isn't it?
It really is, because that's where your strength's supposed to be. You're supposed to be in a spot where they can't make that yardage there. You're supposed to send them outside. Not in this case.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. It's complete to Williams. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
53 is the mic. 53 is the mic.
On second down, Tua. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off here by Anthony Hitchens. He's got daylight. And what a return as he brings this all the way back down to the 20-yard line. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw, because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
So after the INT, here's Mahomes. It's Williams on the catch. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Second and 6. Throwing now is Mahomes. And he's going to drop this off to Williams, complete. And here he'll get it down to the 7.
Complete to
9 yards on the play there, and it'll set him up first and goal.
At the 7-yard line.
They'll try and run. This is Williams. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. A good run of 6 yards there. Gets him closer to the goal line with second down coming up. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this.
And he's going to take it into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Damian Williams, his 9th touchdown of the season, and the Chiefs are able to grow their lead. They've got to be thrilled on the road right now. Touchdown, turnover, touchdown, and quickly trying to make it 14-0.
Yeah, and you mentioned it already. On the road, to be able to go into someone else's house and establish a start like that, obviously your confidence rises in a big way, and you're putting some doubt in their minds.
This is Jakeem Grant. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
Return. The Dolphins take over first and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. Of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
14. Dolphins, nothing.
Ahead of the chains now, second and 2.
What we got? What we got? 53 is the mark. 53. Check 53. Let's go, team. Let's go.
Out of the shotgun, Breida. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
He's brought down.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative. Well, you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
Let's go.
3rd and 1, and Tua wants to throw it. And he fires one that's intercepted. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And what a return as he brings this all the way back down to the 20-yard line.
Intercepted by the
Second interception for him now here in this first half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on it. His teammates going to check on it because when you haven't done it before, it's not something that's part of you. You got to see how you're going to react. Let's see how he bounces back.
Yeah, because 2 interceptions for him in college and a half. I mean, that just didn't happen. Throwing on first down is Mahomes. This is caught by Hill for a Chiefs touchdown.
complete to Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill, his 25th touchdown. Tying him at Smith for the 5th most in one season. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead. They had to go to the monitor, get an extra look. That's what the technology is for. And this touchdown will count. And it is now 21-0.
Makes the score Chiefs 21, Dolphins nothing.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And this will not be fielded. It's a touchback and comes out to the 25.
5-yard line.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10.
53.
From the gun, it's Tua. Trying to lay one up deep. Oh, and Tua going to be intercepted for the 3rd time. Picked up by Juan Thornhill. And he'll take this back all the way up past the 45-yard line.
Intercepted by
Boy, so another interception, CD. It feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And the ledger for them so far looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Not sure it can be much better than that. They've got to feel very good about the groove that they're in at this stage of the game.
8-yard line.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
From just shy of midfield, Mahomes. Robinson's got it. And he'll get it down to the 47 here.
Complete to DeMarcus Robinson.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Move the chains, a gain of 7 on 3rd down.
Kansas City.
Mahomes now on 1st down. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And incomplete on the deep ball. The Pro Bowler Tyreek Hill, the intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down.
When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play. Unable to connect in that attempt.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 22 yards there, a 1st down.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, The alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Mahomes firing complete and able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll send you up to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there, and he'll have stats and scores from a busy Sunday in the NFL. On second down now, it's Williams, and he'll fight his way down right around the 12. The 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a third and about 4 for a first.
And it's third down.
On play action, it's Mahomes. And he's got Hardman in the end zone. Touchdown, Kansas City.
Mecole Hardman. Touchdown.
Mecole Hardman there to make the grab. And the Chiefs add on to their lead. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle third of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
Jakeem Grant now to return. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
The Dolphins take over first and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Tua wants to throw it on second down. And he's taken down. A Chiefs sack. Chris Jones in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. So now after the sack, Tua and the Dolphins staring at a 3rd and long. Here's Tua. He's going to let one go deep for Parker. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now, give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Earlier in the quarter when the defense was keying on the run, you said offensively they need to open things up, take some shots downfield. Didn't work there, but they did.
Yeah, I'm not going to change my tune now. I still think it's the right play because when you take those shots downfield, you open the eyes of the defense to what you could do to them, and that may open some things up for you offensively.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing it.
That's caught inside the 20.
Oh, that's the way to run it, boy.
And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Mecole Hardman in the final seconds of the first half. And the Chiefs have got it on cruise control.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point.
25-yard line.
Likely time for one final snap as they start out first and 10. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout as we send you Sports halftime report. Dolphins down on the scoreboard.
Bet 96, Willie.
First as we get going in this third quarter. And the third quarter will start with a touchback as that one lands in the end zone.
G.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And that first down, on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Hell nah.
String together, get some consistency, something sustaining, maybe calm their whole team
A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. They'll try to pick this up on the ground with Breida. And he will have a first.
I'll be back.
A gain of 5. First down, Miami.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now they'll throw with Tagovailoa. Escaping the pressure right. He'll run it. He's got the first down and more past midfield. He gets it across the 50 and down to the 48. The escapability in evidence there as that one good for 15 and a first. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Tua going to hand this one to Breida. Room here to run. 20. And they move this all the way down to the 9. 39 yards there. A big one. That was excellent from start to finish, from the blocking to the running, just well executed.
And now let's look ahead, because after that, how about a little play?
Oh, now Breida loses it, and it's picked up by the Chiefs. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Partner, you know how often we hear about the red zone, right? From the 20-yard line going in, that's scoring zone, getting points on the board. A lot of teams call from the 10-yard line in the green zone. That's your money zone. He fumbles the ball inside the money zone. You have one job, take care of the ball. That didn't happen.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. They begin the drive with Williams. Despite some fast footwork, he's still wrangled down shy of the 15. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Mahomes. That's complete to Williams out of the backfield. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
An 8-yard pickup.
They certainly had success throughout this contest getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. That one complete to Hill.
Showtime today, baby.
And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Tyreek Hill, his 26th touchdown, drawing even with Marshall Faulk for the 4th most in a single season. And this offense continues to pour it on. Point after, right down the middle. And that will extend this big lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And they'll watch this one fall in the end zone, and that'll be a touchback.
25-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that, because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
And difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. And he'll get this all the way down to the Chiefs' 33. That one good for 37 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. Alex Okafor able to collapse the pocket, get to him, and drop him for a loss of a yard. After the sack, here's 2nd and 11.
4-yard line.
Now a give to Breida. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on third down.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Breida. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards. Back to the 33. A 3-yard loss. Fourth down now.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
So on fourth down, Dolphin kicker Jason Sanders comes on. From the left hash, it's an even 50-yard attempt. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Jason Sanders now for the Miami field goal. From the left hash, it's an even 50-yard attempt. And that one will be no good. He never had it on line. It's well wide to the left, and this score will stay right where it is. Well, a tough day for this offense continues. One of their best chances to get on the scoreboard there, couldn't do it.
Yeah, it's not looking like it's going to happen for them today, does it? I mean, opportunity after opportunity, play after play has gone against them the entire game. They probably feel a little bit like Schlep Rock, got that black cloud over their heads.
Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, second down.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Bobby McCain. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Their passing game has been spectacular this afternoon. Finally, a win for the defense.
You think maybe there was an adjustment there. Finally gained a measure of, I don't even know if you call it revenge, but got a play done against him, and that's been difficult for them all game long.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. Remember, they have won 3 straight, but getting to 4 straight does not appear to be in the cards as they are in a big fourth quarter hole. After the turnover, it's Tua. Flush to his right. He's going to take off with it. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple. Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on 2nd and a couple. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Running out of the gun here, Breida. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 42-yard line. This is Breida. And some space here. The 20. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Matt Breida, his 14th touchdown now on the year. And It's for pride now, but the Dolphins get a bit closer. So they will get on the scoreboard here. Give them credit for that. Too little, too late, but no zero. Oh, you're going slow clap on me.
Not very nice, is it?
No, but they haven't been very nice on offense. It's been a struggle. And this one will not be handled. It's into the end zone for a touchback.
25-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row. They were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. We these guys play, and we just play.
That's caught at the 25. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. An outstanding pickup there for the Chiefs. 53 yards. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone.
59, Mike. Check, 59. You must be dreaming. 17, yellow. Let's go, baby.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. Even though they've got this big advantage, Charles, they are not taking their foot off the gas pedal right now.
Well, I think what we're seeing is the result of all their great preparation and great practice time during the week. And even though it seems like this is a great chance to pull people back and maybe, not try and score a few more times, they don't want to do that. I think they're enjoying what they're seeing, the collective effort, and they want to play it all the way out.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead.
49. Dolphins.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
Dolphins take over 1st and 10. At their own.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 23. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And this will be a touchback as Grant opts not to return it.
At their own 25-yard line.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And they gave up the pick 6. And now they'll be looking to right the ship here. Now, as a quarterback, are you a little more cautious this go-around?
You should be, just because after what you gave up, but you can't be so cautious as to just really take things in, and now you're not going to play loose enough.
Williams loses the football, and it's picked up by the Chiefs. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And this one is incomplete. He was trying to get it to Tyreek Hill that time. And that'll bring up second down.
After what they faced during this game where they've given up a ton of yards downfield, there has to be a measure of revenge right there for the secondary. They've been shredded throughout the game and finally forced an incompletion.
Back to the air on second down. It's Mahomes. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. And there's going to be a stoppage here. The booth wants to take another look at this potential touchdown.
Harrison Butker on for the point after.
It took them an extra look, but they found out it is a touchdown indeed. The official says this one counts.
Chiefs, 63.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead will swell by one more. Now after the fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And this will be a touchback as Grant opts not to return it.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They'll start on the ground with Breida. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Thanks to Frank Clark, that play was doomed from the start. What a job defensively. So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. A big seam, and he might go all the way. Past the 20, 10, and he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late, but he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man.
That's a whole lot of points still to be down. But congratulations, they're still fighting, and they scored another touchdown.
My old high school coach used to say, Charles, he said, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and sometimes you wish you never had showed up.
Gonna save the gas money, the hotel, what have you, huh?
Oh, a mistake there. The kickoff out of bounds.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Mahomes going to throw it here. Complete. The tight end, Kelsey. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. That catch good for only a couple. 8 yards to go on 2nd down. Now here's Mahomes. They'll set up the screen. This is Williams. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 12 yards there and a 1st down.
Gain of 12. 1st down, Chiefs.
They go play action. Now Mahomes. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
They're certainly not letting up on the pressure in this one. And oftentimes you hear this expression, all gas, no break from defenses. But in this case, it's the offense still throwing the football up big in the 4th quarter.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They fake the give. Now Mahomes. There goes a deep ball. End zone. And give them another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
Well, partner, when a team's up this big, this late in the game, I always wonder what's their motivation, because if it's me, I'm thinking about pulling on the reins a little bit. But for them, I don't think it's in their DNA. It's not their head coach's makeup at all. I think his opinion is, you stop us. We're not supposed to pull back ourselves.
Extra point splits the uprights. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And this will be a touchback as Grant opts not to return it.
At their own 25-yard line.
first down Miami as they get set to start the drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
Be honest.
don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going
Exactly.
forward.
Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
You're not going to want that feeling.
no, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
Give him 8 yards there. Still a few inches to go, though, as it'll be third down at about the length of the football. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37.
Today's final score.
A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Chiefs, it's a very important win as they move to 9-4 now on the year. And they'll get another road test next week as they have to go to New Orleans to take on the Saints. Meanwhile, for Miami, it's a potentially fatal blow to their playoff chances as they drop to 6-7 on the year.